Right, how you going, guys? So welcome back to Outlaw Kustoms again. So this morning I'm going to be back on the Dodge, doing more rust repairs. I'm still waiting on bits and pieces for the Studebaker for the wiring style of it. In the last Studebaker video, which I was doing wiring on, at the end of it basically, the owner was late yesterday, went away with some bits and pieces, and he's going to try and get me some odds and ends to try and get that finalised, if you know what I mean, or at least get it close to finish with the wiring. Some light fittings and bits and pieces, you know, at least so we can get a bit more closer. So there's nothing here that I can see of. I see the base for the dashes there, which we're trying to find a light fitting for it. So I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, so I don't see anything else here, sit here for it. So I'm going to carry on with the Dodge on this video, and we'll get some more metal cut out of this and some new metal cut in, or put in, welded in, glued in. Right, so I've just trimmed this to fit a little bit. I actually thought I was hitting it before when I moved the camera back to here, but must have turned it off by mistake. So I just trimmed a little bit off here to try and get this to fit. I'm not still a little tight yet, and I'm going to trim a little bit off this to get that to fit into there. It fits pretty reasonable here. I might have to do a little bit of tweaking with the angles. And I'll possibly might have to trim a little bit off the bottom just to get it to fit right. Probably just a little high. Just a little bit far back. I might have to trim a little out of here just to get it to come forward a little bit too. just so it sits nice. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at. I'm just getting this fitting. So I'll throw you back up on the tripod and we'll get it fitting a bit better. So you need to slice a little bit off here or a little bit off here or something. One or two, just to get it to line up a little bit better. Yeah, and obviously you need to kick it out a little bit more at the bottom. It's obviously still too tight on the angle. Yeah, we'll keep tweaking, trimming, and then we'll get this bit cleaned up and welded up. A bit of weld through on the back, and weld her in. Righty, so weld through's all dried on that side, on there, ready to weld that in. I've drilled and make sure a couple of holes in here for plug welds. Kind of hard to tell on here where they used to be. You can't really. And then there's obviously another couple on this when it goes back on, so that hole there lines up with that one. Yeah, wherever. Yeah. There. So obviously that's going to be jiggled in the right spot, and then there'll be plug weld back over top of that and lots of stuff. So we'll get this positioned in here properly, get it tacked in, and then obviously fairly solid in around here, and then we'll push this down because it's not quite the right angle. And we'll manipulate that into place, burn her in, put that on, and then we can make this piece on, and that's that bit done. So we'll get this glued in, and then we'll do that one. Alrighty, so I've got this patch roughly cut out. And I've got a bean in it about the right angle. Now, so obviously got to put a little bit of shape in it, a little bit of trimming, and then weld it on. So that'll be after lunch. So we'll have some lunch, and then we'll come back and we'll try and get a little bit of shape in it and trim it down and get it fitting, and then weld it on here. And I'll probably, I don't think this was ever tacked in across the top, but I might just drill a couple of small holes in it and just tack it onto here so it's not loose. It doesn't look like this has ever been spot welded on, but it's not to say that it wasn't, if you know what I mean. It didn't break off long ago. But anyway, we'll put her on after lunch. Righty, so back after lunch. So let's see if we can get this shaped up and fitted. Work out what I'm going to do here. Hopefully not better just flex her into place, I think. A little bit of trimming. Righty, so we've got that patch on. I've got to do a little bit of finishing, obviously clean it up. Got a couple of little holes to fill, grind it back a little bit further. It's not too bad. I'm pretty happy with this side. It's not too bad this side. I might just see if I can hammer it back a little bit on this side. Obviously, you know, we're going to have a smooth body filler through here and whatever. When it comes to the rest of the job, you know, I don't know what other dints and stuff are down there. So, but I think I got another dead fucking grinder. I'm just going to quickly take this off and have a look in the gearbox, but it doesn't sound too freaking good. So I'll have a quick look at that, and I'm gonna have to freaking pain the fucking ass because I've only got one cord grinder here. I've got another one from about 12, 18 months ago, I suppose. Might be quite that long. Might be sort of 12, 13, 14 months ago. Another one that fucking died. So yeah, the only one I've got is that battery pad thing, and it's fucking not that. It's okay, but go through fucking batteries like nothing else on earth, if you know what I mean. So the only other things I've really got is me these, which are okay, but if you want to do a bit of heavy grinding, just knock the welds off. They're not really quite up to the task of doing heavy stuff. So yeah, the only other grinder I've got is this one over here. So I might have a quick look at this one too, because this is the one that died last year. This was all poling out, but maybe the gearbox might be interchangeable, just to keep me going until I can get another one, if you know what I mean. So we'll have a quick look at that. Yeah, and see if there's something we can do with it. Make it last another freaking day or a week. Because if I buy one, I'm going to buy two. Can't win. Oh, Jesus. Come on, Liz, what is it doing? The torque's off to pieces. Oh yeah, it's fucking torn all the teeth off it. That's fucked. I wonder if it's interchangeable, just to keep me going. The gear looks right in there. Fuck, will it interchange? I hope. Appears to be small. I think it might be smaller than behind there. Yeah, it is. It's fucking smaller. Motherfucker. Won't quite do it, will it? Damn. Well, it kind of fucked that thing. Loose. Stupid fucking thing. Oh. Damn it. Both in the bin they can go. Right, morning guys. So welcome back again to another day at NZ Mopo Outlaw Kustoms. I was just going to say Outlaw Kustoms, but NZ Mopo Outlaw Kustoms. So we ended yesterday with a blown up grinder. Well, I wouldn't say it's blown up, but stripped all the teeth on the main gear. So I've picked up another one. I was going to buy two. I still might go buy another one, but I'll bring that in a minute. I actually forgot to bring it in. But what I'm going to try and do, just to see if I can get a second grinder, or maybe a third up and running, if you know what I mean. I'm just wondering, when I get a chance, I want to get back to that, but when I get a chance, I might see if I can swap these heads over. Might be interchangeable enough just to get me a second grinder that I can put a wire wheel on or something like that and just leave it on it, if you know what I mean, until it dies completely or eventually, and just to get me another grinder. So I'll go grab what I bought. I'll be back to you in a second. Righty, so what I got is this Milwaukee. I almost bought a Nikita. I almost bought a Milwaukee, but they didn't have. We got a hardware store here that's just opened up a wee while ago. Another one, which is quite handy, a bit more trade orientated. Placemakers here, which is, it's a bit more builder orientated and stuff like that. So they normally have, most of the gear is not the cheap stuff, it's normally the better stuff. So I went in there just to have a look. I've been in there once to look for some bolts one day when I was actually looking for a bolt for the headlight. So I grabbed this one. I almost grabbed two, but I thought, well, I'll have a play, see if I can get that head swapped over at some point. So this is a grinder I bought, corded obviously. Nice big thick heavy cord on it. So now, all our grinders over here are all 14 mil, not, I think they're 5.8 in the US. We discovered when William and the boys at Iron Horse, William, Jason and Aaron, sent me some stuff, and unfortunately those discs don't fit. At some point I will find an adapter that I can put on here to put. I've got a heap of like sanding, the heavy paper sanding back discs. It's a bit like a Rolex, but what you can put on your grinder. They're like 5" or 5 1/4, whatever they are. I'd love to use them because they're big aggressive bastards and they'd be handy for knocking welds off and shit like that too. I've been meaning to try and get something, but it's just like one of those things you sort of sit in the background and it's not. I'll have to order something off Amazon or eBay or something like that. It's not just something you can just go buy here, if you know what I mean. Not regularly. So you've got this. I want to try and see if I can at least swap the head over that to give me a second or third grinder, and I may go buy another one. But it might be another week or two before I buy one. Yep, that was a waste of time. Yeah, I couldn't quite make it work. When I changed that gearbox over in the front, the bolt pattern was a little bit different, where it's screwed into the body, and then the spacing from the bearing back to where the armature pushed into the body was different. So yeah, I thought I might have been able to swap it over and muck around and change the head over, but yeah, there's too many differences. So in the bin they go. So yeah, I think in the next week or two I'll grab another one of those or something similar. See how we get on there. But yeah, so but I won't throw away these pieces. You never know when you might take it off to put a wire wheel on and you think, shit, you pick some crap up and you just don't know where you frickin' put them. So if you have a couple of spare sets around, you're always fucking handy. I don't know how many times, like, you've taken them off, we had a wire brush on there for ages, and as you're getting cleaning up and you pick them up and put them somewhere weird, and then you might find them frickin' a few months later. But if you've got a couple of spare sets floating around, you're not hunting for them. So I'll throw them in a little drawer on the tool cart. They'll fit that, or they should do. Pretty sure I'll fit this. So we're looking. I know the nut will. I'm pretty sure the base will too. Close enough that, yep, piece of piss, So if at a pinch, get you out of trouble, get your yarn again. So yeah, we'll throw these in the drawer with the odds and ends, and yeah, you never know when it'll get you out of the poo. So I'll work out where I was going to be at for this job, and we'll carry on. Alright, I just lifted it up, it was too low. Just make it a wee bit easier to work on. Alrighty, so I'm in the process of getting this panel out, but I'm actually just thinking because this moved and I didn't think about it. But there's hardly any strength in that panel there. And it's resting on that, which is the brace that comes up to here. So I might have to weld something between that piece there, where it's on the frame, up to this body in here somewhere. I'm just not sure. I'll get in there, have a quick measure. I might just put a little bit of, because this ears will come loose now too, you see, when I was trying to break that corner away. So I might have to put the jack underneath it with a bit of a block or something into this corner. Just put a little bit of weight on it so it sort of sits back down, because we're up, you know, half an inch now. I just get it back to roughly the right position, and then I can continue getting this back off, and put a bit of, even a bit of that box or whatever that I was using, find something well between that and this piece so it can't sag on me. I didn't think about it, but yeah, it was just like as soon as I started grinding into this, it started flexing, so I was, yeah, I better do something about it. Because I'm going to have to do something too when I cut that side off. I'll probably have to put something probably between here and the front part of it somewhere, just to try and stop it from collapsing. Like that's holding it, you know, from spreading that way. But as soon as I take what strength's left up there, which would still be reasonably strong, if you know what I mean, but as soon as I take that away, yeah, it's got no strength at all. So yeah, I better do something with that. But yeah, I was contemplating using some of this, but it's been all patched in here before, so I have to take it out and basically remake it. And then I can repair this out of skin. Obviously I don't need to replace it all, but I can make a piece for in here, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit, obviously I can do a little bit of hammer and dolly work once I've got it braced up and out too. That'll give me a chance to get in here and do a little body work, hammer a few dents out, mainly this one, it's been pushed in before, so I can do a little bit of work on that too, maybe. So that I'll do it when it's back up the other way. I've constantly got strength back in the bottom, but better do something with that before I go too much further. Yeah, right, so I've got that brace now. You can see the bit of box that I've tacked on to the top of the other piece on an angle. I've welded it to that brace with a couple of tacks and up onto this floor piece. Just kind of what was met first, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this here has actually had a piece put in behind it, and it's been tacked on here. I actually just realised this whole back of that piece here has been replaced too at some point. So yeah, we'll see how we get on here, but we have to try and get this out. I want to try and get it out in one piece, and then obviously try and dolly it roughly back into shape, and then just sit it back in there to make sure where shape's good, so we can use it as a pattern, or as much of it as a pattern as, you know, if we can, if you know what I mean. Because I could just cut it through here and pull this piece out and then try and get the inner out, but if I can get it out in one hunk, I will. But yeah, we'll see how we get on, because you can see where it's been, just had a piece laid over top of it, which is not ideal, because it just, you know, it just keeps creating more rust. And hopefully this is fairly solid under here. I'm hoping. We'll find out when we dig a little bit deeper, but yeah, it'll have to be after lunch now, so we'll finish getting it off. Right, let's see if we can get this friggin' panel off. Alrighty, so let's give it a bit of a closer look, see what's going on here. So obviously I've got to clean this up. Got some patch repair to do on this skin here. I'm going to try and save as much of this as I can, and hopefully just put some patches in here, you know, some small sections to try and bring this right. This is going to be the issue. So this has been, I guess this has been a piece that's been made and put in there afterwards, on top, where this is rotted out. So instead of cutting it in there and joining it properly, they just laid it over top like they did with everything else. You know, with the front piece and that piece. Well, sorry, not that piece, but the other side, they did that. So, yeah. And that's what worries me about that back section. I need to have a good look at that and figure out what they've done there. Because if they just laid that over and welded it on, yeah. Because they've done up that whole bottom of that back of that body, which is, I don't know, like, you know, 4 or 5 inches down there. If they've doubled that up, I'm gonna have to cut the whole piece off the back, because I don't want this shit, because it's, you know, it'll come back and bite you in the ass in a few years' time. If it was a little bit of an overlap, you know, and you see people do it, where they put the little step in the thing and you weld it on. You know, that, I guess that's kind of acceptable. I guess it depends on which part of the world you're in. But they get really funny here with shit like that. If they'd seen that, they would just throw that out straight away for structural rust. Even though that's not, it is structural, but it's not structural, but just here, the way the system works, you just can't risk it. But, so yeah. So I better use this for definitely for patterns. I may better, I don't know, reuse part of it. I don't know. I was wrong, they have butt jointed it, so that's alright. So we'll get away with that. We'll just have to do some little repairs. We won't worry about cutting it off, we'll just put a few small sections in here, which is good. So it's a bit of a relief, but still we'll end up having to replace some chunks of it. But that's good that they've actually done it properly. Don't know why they haven't welded this on very well. It wasn't really attached. But that's alright, we can fix that. We can fix that. Yeah. We'll start cleaning up. 5, bring out the big gun. Right, so I got my rough piece of metal cut out. As you've seen that, use tape layered it over here and try to fill in the blanks a little bit. And made that rough shape. Obviously got a little bit of trimming and whatever. But I thought, you know, might as well leave a little extra material on there. Not going to hurt, you can always cut it off later. So I think the first thing I want to do is try and get a bit of this shape in it. So all I'm going to do, just for initially, is make this wise, roughly square it up, you know what I mean? And just trying to get basic shape. Just, you know, kind of just manipulate it into that kind of direction, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it's no harder than that, eh? Just trying to get it to sit in the basic fall. Obviously, you know, that's he's closed up a bit, but it doesn't take much more than that just to get a little bit of initial curve. So we've got a bit of basic shape in there yet, you know. That's got a little bit that way too, I think. But what we're going to do now is lay that on the car, kind of roughly where it sits, and just see how it just wants to naturally sit there, if you know what I mean. We're just looking for a basic full flow, whatever. Zoom down a little bit. So obviously that sits in there like that. We're just trying to see whether this here kind of follows that shape or whether we're... So not bad. I guess for first rough shakedown, not too bad. I'll see a bit of curve this way. This is where the strinker stretch out would be handy, but it's not here yet. Because I could grab, this and just give it a little gather. I think I can do an inch deep, so it's probably a little bit over deep, but even if you are just gathering it, even if it's not quite right in, it's still gonna give you a little bit of shape, But we're kind of halfway there. So I'll lay that on there. I'll bang a couple of clamps on it. Get a bit more of a marking on this side where we need to bend it. Actually pull some lip over it, and we'll do that. Yeah, strinking machine, don't we? We do. Oh wow. Very nice to get shrinkages so we don't have to cut this and we can just pull it in. And finagle it a little bit, and obviously the same here. I'll probably have to cut off some extra also. Now we can probably lose a bit of fat, but we'll curve that all the way in. So yeah, it's not going to trim too much up there just yet. Fitting a little nicer. That's a start. So the time is. I actually thought that freaking strinker stretcher and stuff that might have been here, but might turn up tomorrow or over the weekend. Righty guys, so I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do here to fix this piece or remake it. I'm contemplating repairing it. Well, like obviously cutting some sections into it, because this has been joined in here. So I'm thinking of, I'm not 100% sure, but it's been sort of tack welded along that back piece. So I'm thinking maybe cutting it through here and then like butt welding it together, and then obviously picking the piece off and making it much nicer seam and joining it, And it wouldn't be too difficult to put a piece through here and join it in through here and graft this piece in. It's pretty much flat, and obviously got that bend in it. And then maybe make a section through here, and obviously then I can put a piece in that corner and then obviously tidy up, or cut this away and ground this away to try and get those rivets out. I just wonder if that's probably going to be an easier piece and easier to do, because then I don't have to try and make this curve with what I've got at the moment. I think it would just be easier if I didn't have to make that. Could, you know, if we get the shrinker stretcher and whatever else, could definitely make it. But what I probably really need is a planishing hammer, because I could hammer that shape into something, or make a buck or something, and hammer that over, and then get a planishing hammer and planish it. But I don't have one of those. I'm just trying to decide what I'm going to do here to make it, because I've either got to pretty much either going to make a buck to bend it over, or something like that. I'm just trying to work out what's going to be the quickest and the easiest way. But I think if I butt cut it through here and pick this extra shit off and whatever, because this piece here seems to be reasonable, whatever they've done to make this. It's not too bad, if you know what I mean. And then put it on there properly and clean it up and whatever, and obviously get this bolt off that I cut off to get it out. And then I also got my holes to line it up when I put it back in a bit better. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what I should do. And just put a piece through here. Obviously put that bit in here, and a few sections, clean that, grind it up. You know, obviously butt wet it all, and obviously put a repair section in this corner, and go from there. I just wonder if that's going to be the simpler way. Just thinking. Hopefully that shrinker stretch will be here, and then I can get that piece finished made. It should be here in the next day or two, hopefully. Thought it might have been here this week, but hasn't turned up yet. So yeah. Anyway, I'll carry on. Just running through my thoughts, I guess. And go from there. I think I might just do that. I might just start cutting this. Cut this, clean a bit of it off, join it, do a bit more, join it, do a bit more and join it. As I'm sort of going, I think. And then clean all that up. Or I clean all this up and then cut that and join that. Just trying to $1,500, I guess. Anyway, we'll carry on and we'll get something done. Right, so I was going to finish welding this up, but it's time to go home. So I think this will be the end of this video. So thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up and leave a comment if you want. Sub if you like. If you're enjoying the videos, why not? Doesn't cost you anything. So thanks for watching. Like I said, appreciate all the new subs. Watch as are doing really good, getting close to that level. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. The next one, depending on how they fall, will be the Rev Rock and Hot, which is this weekend, tomorrow, which I'll be going to film. That should be a really awesome video. There'll be lots of cars there and bits and pieces and burnouts, and it should be a good video. It should be long-ish. I imagine it'll be over an hour plus. The last one was, the 2020 one was, even the burnout one last year, when they sort of didn't really have a car show, but they still had the burnouts. That was pretty long too, but so yeah, expect to sit down with a beer or something like that for an hour or so. Or eat coffee or whatever else for those that don't drink. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.